Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm here with these two amazing people and we're going to talk about traveling, and we're going to be answering traveling questions that I've been receiving a lot lately because I've been posting videos about my gap year and people have been asking me things. How is it to travel alone? How is it to travel? So I'm here with two people that are very different from me. So we're going to be answering questions according to our own perspectives, and they have been traveling as well for some time. So let's start with you, Suraj. Do you want to present yourself? How long have you been traveling? Where?
My name is Suraj. I'm from India. I've been traveling for over 2 years now. So I visited Hong Kong. I went to London for a bit. Recently lived in Paris for 6 months, and now Berlin has been home for almost 1.5 years.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, so I'm Megan. I'm a French Canadian, and I've been traveling for 1 year. So I've been to Australia last year for a gap year, and then I decided to take a second gap year. So now I am in Berlin here to start my second gap year.
Yeah, so she's doing more of a long trip, and him as well. If you don't know who I am, my name is Mariana. I just finished my bachelor this year and I decided to take a gap year. For now, I've been traveling in Europe. It's been 4 months already, and I'm in Berlin right now for the last month, and I've been staying 1 more month, and then I'm going to travel in Africa and in Asia as well. So, the first question I would like to ask you: have you always traveled alone or also with people, and which one do you prefer?
Till now, yes, I've traveled alone. And I've done short trips within my country, but I would prefer to travel alone. I prefer the freedom, to explore on my own.
What about you?
Yeah, I've done both. Like I've traveled with my parents a lot. Like I've traveled with my friends. 3 of my best friends in Indonesia for 1 month, and then in Australia I went there by myself, and for a whole year. But I think now I prefer to travel alone. You live like way more experiences than you would live with your friends, because you get less comfortable. You have to like talk to people if you want to meet some people, and you get into crazy adventure really when you're traveling by yourself.
So Australia was the first time that you ever traveled alone?
Yeah, first time.
Yeah. And how did you get like the courage, like for someone who never left their home and to travel by themselves? Like how?
I met like one girl in Asia that told me that she was now traveling for like 6 months alone, and she like for 2 hours she just talked to me about the amazing experience she lived, and I was just like, okay, like I want to do the same. I want to travel alone, like live for like 1 year, I don't know. And like I had some friends at home if they wanted to come, but they all started university, so I was just like, okay, then I'll just go by myself.
Let's just go and see what
and then like I was pretty surprised, really enjoyed it.
For me it was kind of the same. So the first time I traveled by myself I was 15, and I just saved a lot of money and I went to the UK to do this English course, and I was like, oh my god, I'm going alone, I don't know anyone. But then when you're out in the world and you have to force yourself to meet people, you realize that for me personally I just love like traveling by myself. I had some friends who wanted to come with me in this trip, in this journey, and I just said no, I just want to go alone because you're free, you meet people, you connect with people, and it's different, but you get to know yourself much better and to enjoy your own company.
Exactly.
So the second question I would like to ask: if you'd be a girl that never traveled alone, do you think it's dangerous as a girl to be out in the world?
I think in general it's not dangerous. Like you can easily feel comfortable and like safe whenever you travel. It's like when you're traveling like at home, at your own, like when you go alone somewhere, it's the same, just like I feel. But of course, there's like some countries, maybe you have to be more careful, watch yourself more. Australia, for example, like it was like a very safe place. I was working and came back very late at night, like walking for like almost an hour every night. I've never felt unsafe or something. You just need to use like your common sense and know where you should not go at night.
Yeah, check the streets. There's some streets that are more shady.
Exactly.
Research the country.
The place, the rules, and the laws, everything.
Yeah.
So,
and be careful and take precaution of the things, because for example here in Berlin I never felt unsafe.
Yeah.
But there's certain places where we should not be. And that like if you want to go out at night, that you're not going to go alone, or you're not going to go as late, you should go home earlier, and just be careful. Basically, do your research and be careful, and but there's nothing to stop you.
Yeah,
there's
it's
really
not
nothing.
scary, really. As a woman, you should go, you should try, really. If you're alone and you want to go there, just go.
Yeah, in that thought, I go for the third question, which is, you're alone, you're out of your comfort zone, you're without your friends, you're without your family. Do you get these feelings of loneliness arising? And if you do, how do you deal with that?
To be honest, like I never really felt alone. Like for my whole year in Australia, I was living in a hostel, you know, so you live with a lot of people, and there's always people coming, people leaving. So if you don't connect with some people, there's gonna be new one coming, and it's always like this. And you'll say in Oslo, like I never really felt alone, to be honest. I've never been alone, and so
yeah, but you're also a very extroverted person, so she feeds herself or like people's energies.
Yeah, like even some days I feel like, oh, there's nobody at the hospital, everybody's working, like I don't know what to do. You just go out there, take it sometimes for yourself, exploring like new beaches, new area in the city with your earphones, just relax here.
Yeah, exactly. Just because you're alone doesn't mean that you need to feel lonely.
Yeah.
But it does sometimes happen. Do you ever feel alone?
Not really, but you do miss your friends back home and your family every now and then. But then there's so much to explore when you're in a foreign country. Every day is new. Like, you know, there's something, you see something new, you learn something new. So it's not like a continuous thing.
Do you also feel like that? Like there's also always something new, even if you're staying in a place for 6 months as you've been?
Yeah, always. I mean, especially when you're like living in a hostel or something like that. There are so many people. There's so many activities to do. So you know.
Yeah, like I think people think that, oh my God, she's alone, she's so lonely, but.
Never.
Like
1 second you're alone, basically.
Yeah, like personally, I'm kind of an ambivert person, which means I meet people, but I also need my alone time. And I love being with people, but as the fact that it's so easy to meet people because there's just so many, sometimes I just need to be alone. So I'm the one who drives myself to spend one day by myself, one morning, just with my own company, just exploring something on my own. Not that I need to, just like this is my way to coping with being with people as well, because you can have both. You just need to be very proactive. And if you're staying in a hostel, of course it's easier. But also, if you're not staying in a hostel, there's a lot of other ways to do things. So my fourth question would be, how do you connect with people? So hostel, obviously.
Hostel is
obviously it's the best way for you. If you're alone, you don't know anyone. Even if it's then after you want to move to your own place, like I'm in my own place right now. But as I've been in a hostel before, then I already know people. So that's a pretty good way to start.
I met few people actually in the club, and they've become really good friends of mine now. So yeah, I mean, there are places, there are activities that happen. Berlin is filled, I mean now not during Corona maybe, but otherwise last year Berlin was filled with activities. We can do so many things, and you meet random people. And
what about you?
Hostel was like where I met almost all of my friends. But yeah, again, like I met so many people in clubs or party. But then I went with some friends there. Then I met some really good friends, and I was still in contact.
For me, maybe I would also add, because I was maybe interested in certain specific type of people. Like I wanted to make creative people, more filmmakers. There's a lot of people traveling in places, so you should check for Facebook groups, like if you go like filmmakers in Berlin, travelers in Berlin, au pairs in Berlin, whatever you're doing, and whoever niche of people that you'd like to meet, then just go online and find this kind of groups and interact. There's apps such as Meetup, I use this as well. Like there's gatherings of people, there's Bumble, which is a dating app, but incredibly good. I use it as well, like not only for dating, but also for friends and business. Like it really works.
I mean, in fact, actually, last year I went for this one meetup, which was for gothic, like heavy metal. I'm not too much into heavy metal, but then I wanted to explore. This is Berlin, so you know. And then amazing people. You know, I was the only one who was not dressed appropriately. Everyone were in black. I was a bit more colorful there, I guess. But you know, it's new experience, and you meet random nice people.
Yeah. Cool. So last question, which I think everyone also asks, because this is such a big thing, is like, oh my God, are you rich? Are you just traveling to have this much money and just spend your parents' money? So let's talk money, guys. Like, what do you do for money?
Money.
How do you get money for travel? How do you sustain yourself? How do you eat every day?
Yeah, well, before I went to my first year in Australia, I was working as a waitress at home at my parents' house, so it was easy to save money. But when I went there, I was working again like as a waitress in coffee shops, and so that way you can make a lot of money.
Yeah. So you'd save before you go, and then
just try to keep up with working while there. I've done also some farm work in Australia, just a tiny bit just to try. It's also a good way. Like I met some people who like went there, they saved like $10,000 in 3 months doing farm work, living in the hostel.
Yeah, in Australia you really make a lot of money.
It's really an amazing experience. There's nothing to do around, so basically you just stand down, so you don't spend in bars, don't spend like that much in activities.
You just like farming.
And like it's a big group of young people there, like having fun every night. So you don't need like.
Yeah.
But then before coming to Berlin, I came back home to my parents' house. At 2 jobs, I was working in 2 different restaurants, save as much money as I could, and then came back here again. So yeah, now I got my visa to work again, so I'll try to find a job as soon as possible.
So you always relying on like working before, saving, and then.
Yeah. I think you don't need that much.
This girl last year, like she messaged me, and she went to Australia with her boyfriend with 500 euros each. So they bought the flight, and then they had these 500 euros in their pockets, which I mean, like if you need to pay for rent and food, that will give you for 1 month. But some places it's pretty easy for you to find a job, so you can travel and have a job at the same time. And she just found this, like I think it was a farm job as well, and she just started working, and then like she's traveling for 1 year now.
And also I work for accommodation in hostel, so you just do the cleaning during the day, doing some tasks, and they give you the free accommodation. And also sometimes some free food as well. And so yeah, you can always make your way to get some money.
Yeah,
it's super easy.
Yeah, that should not stop you just because you don't have it. Like for me personally, I've saved like ever since I was 15 after that trip, because I knew that I just wanted to travel, and I knew ever since college I wanted to take this gap year, so I was really saving up to be able to survive. But like I did couch surfing as well, which is when you go to someone's house and you just stay there in exchange for cultural exchange. And I did workaway as well, which is the same thing. You are working in a specific area. So I did farm work, I work in this yoga place, and then they give you accommodation and usually food as well. And volunteer as well, there's a lot of programs, you pay for the fee and then you have everything else included, so I also did that.
Yeah.
In my case, actually I've worked for quite a bit and I'm surviving on my savings till now, but yeah, I'm soon planning to do some part-time job.
And you can always make yourself living so cheap. So living in a hostel is super cheap, so you can afford it probably. Just make sure you have enough money for maybe 1 month or 2, so you can make sure you can get a job by this time. And then after that, once you get a job, it's easy to keep up.
So you're not living on the
exactly.
Yeah. I think that's it for today. And basically, what I want to say is that traveling is not scary. That money should not stop you. The fact that being alone should not stop you. And personally, I do have feelings of loneliness arising sometimes, like it happens. But you learn how to cope with them because you learn how to understand yourself better. And yes, you see amazing travel videos, you see everyone talking about how travel is amazing, it's just so fulfilling. And yes, here it is, but it's not perfect either. And whether it is for you or not, don't let these things be the constraints to stop you.
You will have so much fun, and memories and people that is all over the world. So when I go to France, Germany, Italy, you always have friends to go at this place to live for free. And also just the experience, you grow so much, you learn to be independent also. It's just, we should do it really. It's my best time so far. That's why I took a second gap year actually. I didn't have enough, so yeah.
Definitely more.
And you meet amazing people.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Okay, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel, like this video. Bye.